Police are swarming into the small town of Gillam in northern Canada as they hunt for two teenagers suspected of shooting dead an Australian tourist and his American girlfriend. Cam McLeod, who's 19, and Briar Schmigelski, 18, are suspected of murdering Lucas Fowler and China Deese on a highway in northern British Columbia and being involved in the death of a 64-year-old Vancouver man. Police believe they've now driven more than 3,000 kilometres east to Gillam in Manitoba. Briar Schmigelski's father has told media his son is on a suicide mission and will go out in a blaze of glory. The Deputy Mayor of Gillam, John McDonald, says its 1,200 residents have been told to keep their doors locked.
Earlier today I heard that they were seen yesterday at the co-op, and I heard that they were seen today down by the rec center. And you have to take into consideration that we're a hydro town. We have a short construction season. We have lots of different contractors and such coming and going out of Gillam. So, it could be very easily somebody could be mistaken for these two that they're looking for. I do know that we have quite a police presence in town. We, the town, asked if the RCMP wanted us to get citizens together to patrol all night for the town, but we were informed by the RCMP sergeant that this was not necessary. They have plenty of manpower, and they don't need that assistance from us. I know most of the businesses were closing earlier this afternoon. This will probably continue like this until the RCMP can assure us that they've left the area or they're caught.
John, what do you think's going on here? I mean, according to reports, these guys have travelled a long way. They've covered some territory, and the vehicle they were most recently seen in has been found burnt out as well. What are people saying or are guessing has happened in terms of how they are getting around?
Well, the speculation is that, to put it bluntly, to take a one-way road into a remote area, there's only one way to drive in and one way to drive out. So, it's very easy to blockade the road. The RCMP have had it blockaded since this all started. Could they have jumped on a train to go north or south? Well, there's that opportunity. I guess they could if you're brave enough to try to jump on a moving train. They definitely wouldn't be able to get on any of our flights leaving here. So who knows what their thought process was. If they've taken off into the bush, it's to be absolutely honest, it's deadly country. We are nothing but swamp and spruce trees, and we have a very high insect infestation going on right now, we'll call it. The sandflies are out, the black flies are out, the mosquitoes are out. I've been living here for 24 years, and I wouldn't be going into the bush right now unless I had, a couple of cans of insect repellent and a really good bug jacket. It's not the kind of place I'd like to be stuck in overnight.
John, have you seen anything like this in the time you've been in Gillam?
We've had, I don't know how many years ago, a polar bear wandered around Gillam. That got people a little bit excited and more cautious. We've had rabid wolves in town in the past. There's been years where we've had lots of black bear sightings, in town. Game wardens have had to trap a bunch and shoot a bunch, over the years. So, we're kind of used to taking precautions and when the word gets around that you need to be a little more cautious. I don't really think that people panic too much over this.
Right, yeah. I mean, one thing's wild animals that it seem to be a bit out of place. Another thing is two suspected killers on the loose.
That's correct, yeah.
Hey, John, I know you're a bit distant from the police and need to be so, but just to help us and our listeners understand, at one stage these two were suspected to be killed by someone. Now they're suspected killers, and their parents tell a different story. One of the guy's dad is saying, no, my son's fully innocent and he's just got lost. The other parent is saying, well, my son could go out in a blaze of glory. What are police saying in terms of what made them change from seeing these two as potential victims to potential killers?
They never shared that information with us. That's not something that RCMP in Canada would share.
Mm-hmm.
That's not something that we would expect to get shared with us. People are just going to have to be cautious and aware of their surroundings, and keep your doors locked even during the day. I know most people in town, if they're in the house and they're just doing daily chores, they don't, as a general rule, lock their doors. But until this is resolved, it's been advised to do so, and I and my wife are doing it at our house, and we'll continue to do so until we get the word from the RCMP that they feel these guys have left the area, and it's no longer a danger. I feel we all feel very badly for the families of the victims as well as the parents of these kids. It's who knows what was going through their minds, if anything.
That's the Deputy Mayor of Gillam, John McDonald. We will bring you any updates we do get. It's about 1 a.m. in Manitoba there in Canada if we do hear that those two suspects have been apprehended.